Thank you so much to the United States Border Patrol Honor Guard and Agent Nacy for their stirring and patriotic delivery of the honors to our beloved nation and our flag. Let's give them a round of applause. To our veterans of World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Operation Just Cause, Operation Desert Storm, Operation Desert Shield, the Balkans, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation Iraqi Freedom, here and elsewhere, in uniform or out, active or retired, at home or abroad, and to their families and loved ones who sacrificed with them, thank you for your service. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Good morning. It's a great day to be in Uvalde, Texas, honoring a true Texas hero. Mayor Carnes, members of the De Leon family, distinguished guests, I am humbled to join with you today in the rededication of the Staff Sgt. Willie De Leon Civic Center. Born in Terlingua, Staff Sgt. De Leon moved to Uvalde with his parents when he was 3 years old. During the Depression as a teenager, he signed on with the Civilian Conservation Corps, where he learned rock and brick masonry. Coming back to Texas in 1938, Staff Sgt. De Leon worked for various Uvalde builders. Then, shortly before Christmas in 1940, Staff Sgt. De Leon and 6 friends from the Conservation Corps traveled to San Antonio, where they enlisted in the United States Army. Upon enlistment, Staff Sgt. De Leon was assigned the 2nd Battalion, 141st Infantry, 36th Infantry Division. Following training in Camp Bowie in Brownwood, Texas, Staff Sgt. De Leon volunteered for Ranger training and participated in maneuvers in Louisiana and Florida. In the spring of 1943, Staff Sgt. De Leon and his unit found themselves in North Africa, where they saw what he would later describe as a little bit of fighting. That would soon change. On September 9, 1943, the main invasion of Salerno, Italy by the United States Army began. In order to secure surprise, the amphibious landing was made without the benefit of preparatory naval and aerial bombardment. Staff Sgt. De Leon and the other members of the 141st Infantry faced intense German opposition, but, like so many in their generation, they eventually secured the beachhead and moved inland. Then in January 1944, Staff Sgt. De Leon took part in the bloody Rapido River crossing. Knowing the Americans were coming, the Germans were prepared for the attack. From well-prepared positions, the Germans inflicted heavy casualties on the Americans. When the attack started, Staff Sgt. De Leon was one of 208 soldiers in his unit. By the time it was over, he was one of 26. For his actions during the battle, Staff Sgt. De Leon was awarded the Silver Star Medal, the nation's 3rd highest military decoration for valor. Over the next 14 months, Staff Sgt. De Leon would see action in Italy, France, and Germany. During that same period, he would earn the Bronze Star and 2 Purple Hearts. While Staff Sgt. De Leon had seen the worst of man, that did not keep him from showing the best. Later in the war, Staff Sgt. De Leon was assigned as chief warden of a German POW camp. One day, a former SS trooper brought in a German soldier who had stolen a loaf of bread and some bologna. He brought him in so that he could be punished. Seeing the young soldier's mangled arm, Staff Sgt. De Leon started to cry as it reminded him of his father's own hand, which had been injured in a mining accident. Knowing that the soldier would be punished enough for the rest of his life, Staff Sgt. De Leon told the young soldier to keep the bread and keep the food. After more than 4 years and 5 months of service, including 2 years, 2 months, and 26 days overseas, on July 7, 1945, Staff Sgt. De Leon received an honorable discharge from the Army and returned to Uvalde. Upon returning home, Staff Sgt. De Leon resumed his prior life. He went back to work as a mason. Eventually, he married and raised 2 young sons and 2 daughters. Staff Sgt. De Leon's son, Private First Class Willie De Leon Jr., was killed in Vietnam in 1968. Staff Sgt. De Leon himself passed away in August 22, 1993, at the age of 74. Staff Sgt. De Leon's service is in keeping with the proud history of the 141st Infantry Regiment, the most decorated unit in the Texas military forces. The regiment, known as 1st Texas, was organized as the Austin Colony Battalion on July 22, 1824, in what is now Austin. This marked the beginning of the Texas Army National Guard. During the Texas Revolution, elements of the regiment fought at the Alamo and San Jacinto. Since that time, soldiers of the 141st Infantry have participated in military campaigns around the globe, including the Mexican-American War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, peacekeeping operations in Kosovo, and combat operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. I am pleased to report to you that, like the greatest generation before them, the soldiers currently assigned to the 141st Infantry stand ready to answer their nation's call. Over the last dozen years, many of them have done so, leaving their families and their civilian jobs behind to protect our state in domestic operations and to serve overseas in places like Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. I am confident that Staff Sgt. De Leon would be proud of the soldiers serving in his old unit today. Heroes like Staff Sgt. De Leon exemplify the best of the American people. Therefore, it is fitting that we rededicate this facility in his honor and in gratitude to his service. You see, a Civic Center is a community focal point. It is a place for the community to come together for meetings, weddings, community events. I can think of no better way to show our appreciation. After all, the United States is the land of the free because of the brave Americans like Staff Sgt. De Leon. God bless our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen and their families. May God bless Texas, and may God bless the United States of America.
On number 1843, that was presented on behalf of our Representative Tracy King, and it states, whereas the Staff Sergeant Willie de Leon Civic Center in Uvalde is being rededicated on May 27, 2013, providing a fitting opportunity to celebrate the memory of one of that community's most decorated veterans. And it continues upon the point of which it states, the Civic Center of Uvalde was subsequently named in honor of this brave American soldier, and the occasion of the center's renovation and rededication is an appropriate time to pause and reflect on his courage, dedication, and patriotism. Now be it resolved that the House of Representatives of the 83rd Texas Legislature hereby commemorate the rededication of the Staff Sergeant Willie de Leon Civic Center and pay tribute to the life of Guillermo de Leon. Congratulations.
May 14, 2003, House of Representatives, in recognition of Staff Sergeant Guillermo de Leon, Honorable Keith P. Gallego of Texas, May 14, 2013. Mr. Speaker, I rise to recognize the late Sergeant Guillermo Willie de Leon. Staff Sergeant de Leon was the son of a Terlingua miner, born on June 25, 1919, in the 23rd Congressional District in Big Bend and raised in Uvalde. He gained his strong work ethic at an early age, learning the stonemason and bricklayer's trade during the Great Depression. Mr. de Leon was inducted into the U.S. Army in 1940, serving in the 36th Infantry Division in North Africa and Israel. He made the rank of Staff Sergeant at an early age, becoming one of the first Mexican-American non-commissioned officers and one of the first to command Anglo troops. Staff Sergeant de Leon led a squad of 12 men at the first wave of the amphibious landing at Salerno, Italy in 1943, wading through tracer bullets and his fallen comrades. He was also a member of the 141st Infantry Regiment, the all-Mexican unit that led the attack at the crossing of the Rapido River. Staff Sergeant de Leon was one of only 26 men who survived the attack. Staff Sergeant de Leon's valor earned him several recognitions. He was awarded the Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart with one cluster, the American Defense Service Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 4 battle stars, and the World War II Victory Medal. After his service, he returned to Uvalde to be with his family. He was a true hero. It is fitting that the Civic Center of Uvalde be named in honor of this brave American soldier and rededicated on the day of our Lord, May 27, 2013. He is one of the community's most decorated veterans. The Staff Sergeant Willie de Leon Civic Center will pay tribute to the life of Guillermo de Leon